Haven man left paralyzed while in police custody earlier this summer is now back in the hospital.
And this afternoon, Randy Cox's family and lawyers provided an update while also trying to put some new pressure on the city. Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief Matt McFarland is live right now. He is outside the City Hall, I believe, right there with the very latest for us this afternoon. Matt.
You got it. Randy Cox paralyzed from the chest down since this incident back in June. His sister saying today back in the hospital after developing a fever earlier this week that he just can't shake. Meanwhile, as the criminal investigation into the officers that were involved in his case, that continues to go forward. The family says that they want some movement. They want some action. They say they plan on filing a lawsuit against those 5 officers and the city of New Haven in the next 7 to 10 days. Now, earlier this afternoon out here on the steps of City Hall, Cox's mother and sisters were joined by their legal team, led by prominent civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who called on the city to, quote, right this wrong. We're told Cox, again, is paralyzed from the chest down with little use of his arms. Now, New Haven police arrested him back in June. The 36-year-old was handcuffed and put in the back of a police transport van, but when the officer slammed on the brakes to avoid an accident, Cox went flying headfirst into the back of the doors. He immediately called out for help, later adding he couldn't move. Now, once at the city lockup, Cox was pulled out by his feet. He was processed while sitting in a wheelchair and eventually dragged into a holding cell. Those 5 officers involved, well, they remain on paid administrative leave. Now, today, the city once again calling for them not only to be fired, but to also face criminal charges. And we're told right now the state's attorney is reviewing the investigation that was done by the state police to eventually make a determination on whether or not those officers will be arrested. Meanwhile, the attorney for Cox's family say they want to see movement, adding they're putting the city on notice with a plan to file a federal lawsuit in the next 7 to 10 days.
We employ the mayor and the city leadership to be responsive. That's right. To join with the NAACP, join with the family of Randy Cox, right, join with the legal team to say we're going to make sure that when we say we stand with Randy Cox, that it's not just lip service. Come on now, come on. That it's actions with that.
Now, New Haven's mayor and police chief were standing out here listening to the legal team and the family this afternoon, even meeting with them, talking with them afterwards. We'll have that part of the story coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 5:30. We're live with the mobile newsroom in New Haven. Matt McFarland, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.